Absolutely. All right, everybody's readied up. The map looks ready. RF says they're ready. You good to go, Kami?
I'm good.
All right. We are all in on this. Looking for the count? There's the count. We'll see you on the flip side.
Tip of South America, a few hundred miles north of Antarctica, lies an archipelago rich in history and diversity. Soon these storied waters will play host to a heroic clash between opposing forces, and the region will live up to its name. This is Land of Fire. Land of Fire is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running on a line from west to east. The A cap is on the extreme left, B is in the center, and C is on the far right. Land of Fire is making its first appearance in the map rotation for King of the Sea, so we're going to have to make some large inferences about what teams will try and do. To the west, the island in the center of Capture Area A will make it a challenging cap to acquire in the early stages of a game. Much like the C cap on Shatter, teams are likely to set up camp within the cap using a cruiser to discourage carrier strikes while preventing the other team from capturing the zone. Cap B in the center is wide open, with plenty of ways in and out of the cap circle, and should initially be the purview of competing destroyers. If combat shifts to an east-west axis, however, we're likely to see some spectacular mid and late game pushes through the center of the map. On the right, Cap C and the islands to the east make a tempting target for teams looking for early cap points, but navigating ships out of the island chain on the 9-10 lines, especially while they're under fire, is anything but easy. Teams who invest too much firepower along this edge of the map may find themselves at an extreme disadvantage later in a game. Land of Fire offers teams 3 very different capture zones, and the change in island density from east to west means that ships who excel in a certain type of play may struggle as they jockey for late game position. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play.
All right, welcome to Sea of Fortune. Looking at the team lineups, both teams seem to have had just about the same idea.
And by Sea of Fortune, he means
Land of Fire, yes. You know what? I've done that every single day of the event, so there we go. Hopefully I won't do that again. But either way, there we go. But anyway, both teams taking almost the exact same team composition. Literally just the carrier and the 1 Minotaur different.
Yeah, so I noticed there's a new name on SCCC.
Yes.
How do you pronounce that name?
A Guyon, I guess. That's what I'm gonna just go for that. A Guyon.
Now, one thing that has been swapped on RF is they've dropped the Yamato.
Yes, they have.
And
they're double Montana.
They're running double Montana, but pretty much other than that,
I wonder if the plan there is to maybe bring and or keep the Henris under some of that AA bubble, friendly AA bubble when needed. Like maybe they feel like if you're going to put the Henris out on keep them on a little bit tighter of a leash with a Montana nearby to help the AA. I don't know.
Well, interesting that you bring that up. There are 3 Henris, all 3 Henris.
Yep.
Legacy, Ossium, and Blackhawk have all gone to the same side of the map, the A side, along with a Wooster and a Montana.
Okay.
So they're forming a pretty solid force at A. The C force is the other Montana, the Gearing, and the Wooster. They're not sending anything to B. Nothing going to B.
Well, we'll see. So one of the things that we've seen SCCC do, not on this map, but on Tears of the Desert, is that they run what we've jokingly referred to as the Maginot Line. They take a Republic and 4 Henris, and they all speed boost and push them directly into the A cap at the very beginning of a game. This might be a variant on that tactic, where we go super heavy, super fast, all the way to the map edge, and then sweep around and try to get some kills. SCCC is kind of split up almost evenly. They've got a Minotaur, a Montana, and 2 Henris over here north of A. Price's Minotaur now kind of trying to sneak down, looking like he's going to try and just shove his way into the A cap. And then on the other side of the map, we have Henri, Wooster, Gearing, and Montana. That's Fuzzy Collie in the Gearing. Looking like maybe they might kind of try to make a play for the C cap. Just like RF, though, they have completely bailed on the B cap. They don't even care.
Yeah, so it looks there are a lot of ships on both sides.
Somebody spot Frice. Frice is down 10k already.
He was spotted early by the carrier, so I'm wondering maybe one of the Montanans.
I would have expected them to shove Frice into A, but maybe because they don't really know what's coming. They caught a brief glimpse of the ship count, right? So they know it was the 3 Henris, the Wooster, and the Montana. So they know that there's a lot of firepower down there.
So you called it the Maginot Line from SCCC.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, RF is doing their own version. They have a Wooster heading straight into A, and they have Henris in close support. So they're a lot closer, I think, than maybe SCCC thought they were to A cap.
Yep.
Because that Wooster, if you look where he's He's committed.
Well, they caught a brief glimpse of him there. The fighters do pick him out. Now he's got torpedoes coming in from his starboard side. It looks like he's got his hydro on because those are low. Those are spotted. He's going to turn in and find a gap there. He's got a gap to settle into. Might still take. No, he's going to be good.
Yep, he looks to be.
If he hits the engines, he should miss them all. And they just ran out of range. Those were the Minotaur torpedoes that Fryce dumped as he ran north.
Those were well aimed torpedoes.
Well, and here comes Mush with a Kuryu strike.
I think we've called Mush a lot because Mush has been doing a lot of work.
He's been very, very, very active in these games and doing great. He's still going to land both of these torpedoes.
That's a great drop.
That's a great drop.
And he's going to come back.
Well, the booster is going to get into the cap. They can't stop that now. But they can certainly punish him for the attempt. As on the far edge of the map, SCCC does bag C.
So there's shells coming in from long range at Get Wrecked. I'm assuming that was the other Montana.
It must have been the other Montana. Who is that? That would be Agion that we talked about earlier. Yes, he's way on that side of the map.
Right. Mush did not get that strike off, it looks like. It looks like Get Wrecked AA took care of those planes.
Yep.
So they're going to... Looks like they're going to bag A, but RF has given up C and the point lead. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go now, right? Because both teams have kind of abandoned B.
Yep.
Wait.
Both teams on a cap now.
Yep.
So that'll keep the gap nice and steady here. SCCC working about a 20-point lead. It's very early, 5 minutes gone. As both teams kind of, we got the Wooster in A, we've got a Wooster and a Gearing in C on the opposite side. Neither team sending anything to B at the moment. Although Fryce's Minotaur has rotated back in that direction, he might try to make a play down there, especially if he's smoke. We still don't know, I don't think.
No, I honestly don't know if we've seen him use.
I have not.
Use a consumable.
I have not. Feifei's Wooster over here at C is just getting hammered early, down to 20k and on fire in the C cap.
Yeah, it looks like radar was popped, so they could see Fuzzy Collie and Feifei, but Feifei has battleship shells inbound.
Yep. Oh, well, that ended that very quickly.
Good shot by Golden Grams.
Golden getting some full pens there on Feifei's stern, and well, by Wooster.
That is a big early kill.
That is a big early kill. That's the first time I think First Blood in the match has gone to Rogue Fleet in this entire match.
Now if you start looking at SCCC, Fuzzy Collie is in a weird position because he's kind of stuck on that island, and we're gonna butcher this name, but Agion.
Yep.
He just took a big hit.
He just took a 30k hit as well.
But he's now really exposed.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have that AA help. So if Captain Badger's looking for a target, this might be the target right now.
Great time to bring a torpedo strike in over here, but we see on the extreme edge of the map the rocket planes finishing up some work over on the 1 line, so it's going to have to wait a bit, I think, unless those planes are returning home. I think they might be done.
Yes, they are returning. Okay. They just got done attacking Admiral Angus.
All right, so I will say that if I'm Badger, a torpedo strike on this Montana sounds like a really, really good idea right now.
Yeah, so this Montana, the Gearing is near, and he has just launched torpedo. But this Montana is in a very precarious spot. He's very hung out on a limb here. Yes, I don't think they expected the Worcester to be dead right now.
No, I don't think they did. And Jake's Henri is now pushing into that gap where the smoke was, where the Worcester was in smoke. Essentially, I think he might even have his speed boost on. But judging by the smoke out of his stack, I think he's just going to charge this Worcester and try to get these guys off the board. They know he's there now. The Gearing is spotted. The Worcester is still in the smoke back there, about 7 clicks out.
Montana will take torpedoes. 1, 2 torpedoes with the second rack inbound.
Well, and his engine's out, and he's flooding. And here comes the second rack. He's going to take at least one of those. He might drift far enough. The second one will pass astern, and it will.
Yep. He took one. Jake from State Farm is starting to take. Montana shells.
Goodness, Montana shells doing real work. This C push is just going horribly wrong for SCCC. Got Montana shells inbound on the Worcester. Is it going to be enough? Between that and the AP bombs, it's a big hit. But if Jake goes down, this is a bad trade.
I think a lot of that damage came from Mush.
I think it did too. I think it did. But goodness, if this cost Jake his ship. In fact, Jake has got to be careful. He's got friendly torpedoes going down his starboard side. He does go out here. As Flying Penguin now got more Montana shells coming in. He lives. He does barely on 2,300 HP.
But that Montana is in a lot of trouble. He's taking big hits. Rockets.
On fire everywhere. Yeah, this C push for SCCC has just gone disastrously wrong. Now, I will say, they're going to lose Aguion. It's only a matter of seconds now.
Yep.
Fryce has gotten into the top end of B, backed up at close range by Fuzzballs' Montana, so SCCC's making a bid for the B cap, but now that they're down 2 ships and over 200 points, they're going to be hard-pressed.
Yeah, now they're down 3 ships.
Oh, goodness. Yes, they are.
3 ships.
Sorry, I missed that.
You know, less than 10 minutes into the game. This is going to be rough because
yeah.
that gearing now at sea,
Fuzzy's all by himself.
He's got to leave.
He's literally the only ship they have on that half of the map.
And RF has a lot of HP. Still on that side.
Still on that side. Well, still on the board in general.
Yes, they've done a much better job this game of trading HP.
Oh, yeah. To some extent, it feels like SCCC just kind of, they were overly aggressive at the C cap. Like, it wasn't necessary.
Well,
they do finally bag Legacy's Henri. That was way over on the 1 line, I think.
Yeah, Dan's legs. Lieutenant Dan's legs. Bagged that kill.
Indeed.
But Captain Badger here, and he's been doing this pretty much all matches. Oh, ooh. Well, now.
Okay.
Now.
We're starting to narrow the gap here.
It's
starting to narrow the gap here.
Yeah.
So SCCC bags B. Fryce is steaming out of the cap now. That's good. They're going to lose control of C. There's nothing they can do about that. Fuzzy doesn't have nearly the support he needs to hold that cap. Fuzzballs' Montana is headed that way. He's not going to get there in time. But now it's double Henri sitting in the cap with Get Wrecked, Wooster, and Wrecked. I don't know that he's got the support that he needs. The Montana's back there. But if nothing else, these points aren't going anywhere.
Well, and the interesting thing about this is the Henris, yes, this is being this close to the island, typically you like them out, open water.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have something that the Worcester doesn't have.
Torpedoes.
They still have torpedoes.
Right. That's right. But we'll see both of the Henris content to sit opposite the island, opposite Get Wrecked with this island in the way for the moment. Just holding those points down, preventing them from going anywhere. Fryce getting wrecked in the middle of the map does go down. Spotted by rocket planes, plenty of shells coming in, and not able to save his ship this time.
Oh, here comes Mush on the Worcester.
Mush with the AP drop.
Close your eyes, cruiser players.
Cross your fingers, and ooh, there it was. Another 10K or so.
So what do you think these Henris are going to do? Because that Montana is set up to look at either edge of that island, right? Whichever way those Henris come out.
I don't know. To me, the torpedoes going in. There's torpedoes going in for Get Wrecked, but he's got island cover. They're all gonna. Well, they stopped short anyway. That was the last gasp by Fryce. I don't know. I think at this point you gotta roll the dice, right? You gotta push them. You're down 2 ships, right? You gotta. Yes, you're not gaining. But if nothing changes, you're still gonna lose.
That's right.
The longer you sit there, the more time you're letting your opponent tick up points and build a lead. You need to get in there and make a play. Can 2 Henris push a Montana? No, I don't think so.
I don't.
Can 2 Henris push a Wooster? Absolutely. So maybe what I think they're doing right now, they're waiting for the timing. Mush has got a torpedo strike coming in. Maybe he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna go for the Wooster or the Montana. If they might have the ability with the torpedo strike to try and push the Montana out of that position while the other guys charge the Wooster.
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
It's gonna have to be timing wise.
It's all about timing.
And already Lieutenant Dan's legs has already left A. So it looks like that plan of coming around and taking care of that Wooster, they're looks like they're giving up.
Looks like they're going for the Wooster with the torpedoes. Mush put in some torpedoes astern of him, does land one. Coming in for a broadside drop now. Wooster with very limited maneuverability options here in this position as he reverses. He's going to eat both of those. Well, no, he accelerates now. He might only take one in the stern. He's only one in the stern.
Zuko has moved on to B, and he's capping
that was inevitable. Yeah. No reason not to.
Where is Fuzzy Collie?
So Fuzzy Collie is now in D6. He's just astern of Fuzzballs. It looks like he's gonna come down on the B cap from the north. There he is. We got a destroyer fight now. First one of these that we've seen today.
These are very rare now. Right? Oh, yeah. And Fuzzballs?
And Fuzzballs getting into the action there. Ooh. How big was the hit? We lost it.
Oh, he's down to 1,600 HP.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, we have no idea what size hit that was. He disappeared right as the shells connected.
Yeah, Zuko is sitting on 1,656 HP.
Well, they've declined to fish for him in the smoke. There are torpedoes going in that direction. Fuzzy's going to be in a bit of trouble here because he's going to have to hold a line while these torpedoes go by him and the rocket strike's coming in. Fuzzy screwed up his turn. He's going to eat a torpedo. Oh, that's bad news. Between that and the rocket strike, that is bad news for SCCC.
And it looks like those torpedoes might hit fuzzballs.
Looks like at least 2 of them.
Oh, Zuko ate a torp in response.
Yep, so, if he sat in that smoke, he's out. But Kali's on 950 HP. All the shells in the world looking for him, fishing for him.
There's torpedoes inbound as well. We haven't
seen the torpedoes. We don't know they're there.
Oh.
Fuzzy's turning now, trying to get back on the cap. One little rocket plane spots him. His AA plugging away, trying to get it out of the sky.
That's the captain up there.
Okay, the torpedoes. One of the torpedoes is spotted, but it looks like if it hits anybody, it's going to hit Fuzzballs. In fact,
yeah,
it is. Fuzzballs is going to take 2 more. In fact, well, maybe just one. Just one in the stern.
Oh, that's going to be.
Oh, barely.
It looks like Fuzzballs is flooding.
Fuzz is flooding. Nothing he can do about it. DCP was probably burned on the other torpedo strike. He may actually flood out here, depending on the timing on his heel.
He just kind of took the collateral damage torpedo.
He kind of did. Fuzzy's alive, but it doesn't matter. Fuzzballs is going out. Fuzzy Kali will be right behind him as soon as something spots him. Here comes Captain Badger's bombs. Oh, Fuzzballs survives on 230 HP. Here come the shells. There it goes.
Oh, there's Fuzzy Kali is also spotted. Captain Badger. Here come those
HE bombs. Are going to end this very quickly. It only takes 1 to connect, and he'll be dead. Nope. Yep. The bombs. I could tell it was the bombs of the Henri.
Something hit him.
Yep.
It was the bombs.
Yep. It's all over with the crying here for SCCC. They're trying to push the Worcester out of position, but in the end, it won't matter. They're down 3 ships, nearly 500 points. They don't own any caps. Less than 4. Well, we're coming up on 4 minutes to play, but they can make a game of it. But in the end, it's not going to matter. They just don't have the firepower.
Oh, there's Mush.
There's Mush again.
There's Mush again.
Mush doing Mush things.
Oh.
But now, literally, Mush is the only one left to do Mush things.
Yeah, Mush is it.
CV, all that remains for SCCC. The game, 90 seconds on the timer. Mush might be able to extend the game a bit with a couple of strikes, but in the end, it's not going to make a difference.
I think there's nothing really low HP. I mean, both.
Wiz Montana's the worst off, but he's still at 40,000 hit points.
Oh, everybody's favorite thing to do: shoot at the carrier.
Shoot the carrier.
Shoot at the carrier.
Right, time to shoot the carrier. Why not, right? If you got the free shots, free damage. RF coming in with the GGs. None from SCCC yet, but surely they know this is over. I mean, there's 60 seconds left. They can't get on a cap. There's SCCC. Yep. Fuzz coming in with the GGs.
Great sportsmanship.
Absolutely.
Both teams.
It does mean that we're going to get our wish, Kami. Going to game 5.
We are. We are. And RF. We talked about how last game they didn't get any kills, really, right?
Oh, yeah. They didn't get any kills last game. This game, they made up for it in spades.
This game, they've gone out. They got the early kills. I mean, that
was huge.
That C push for...
The C push for SCCC just went 100% wrong. Nothing about that went right for them.
Yeah, that... Golden Graham making that shot on that Worcester, I think, really caused that push to just... Because it looked like their plan was to get him on that island, the south side of that cap, to keep them out from getting into it. And
if he could have gotten cover, that would have gone differently.
Yes.
But he died before he got there.
Yeah. I mean, and hey, credit to RF, fighting back.
Absolutely. Well, you and I were talking about it before the day started, right? Like, these two teams, one of the joys of watching them through the course of the event, they don't quit. Nope. They don't stop playing because they're down or because they're behind or because they're down a ship. They just play. And they love to fight, and it makes these games so much fun to watch and so much fun to cast.